friends, it's Miss A from the Northeast Branch of Reading Public Library, and I'm so happy you're joining us for the first Family Night Craft of 2021. I'm so happy that this year is here. I think a lot of us are glad to see 2020 far behind us. I hope you had a good holiday season, a good start to 2021. And so to start 2021, I thought I'd do something we all like to do at family night for our first family night craft, and that is a watercolor painting activity. I know those are always popular, so we are going to be doing sort of a masked off pattern watercolor winter hat activity. I know we did yarn winter hats last month, but this is a totally different activity. If you go to the Northeast Branch of the Reading Public Library, you can get a go pack with all the supplies you'll need. There's just one thing that I'm going to ask all of you, and that is please, after you finish your craft this week, bring in your watercolor palette and return it to the library. We have limited supplies, pandemic is hard for funding, so if you could return your watercolors after you use them for the activity, that would be super helpful. I will put a box on the front desk so you can return them there, and before we use them again, I will disinfect all of them. So make sure you get your go pack and keep watching. Let's make this craft together. I'm going to go to the craft table, so say goodbye to my face. I'm going to shoot this video top down, looking at the table, so you can follow me step by step. All right, so we're ready to work. Now you can see here, I have a hat template. There should be 2 of them in your bag. You'll need these for your basic hat design. They're printed on cardstock, so it's nice and thick. You'll have a watercolor palette, and like I said before, please, when you are done, return these to the library. We really need them back. So this is here. Please return it when you're done with it. You know, feel free to use it a tiny bit more, but please return it within the week. We really appreciate it. It'll also come with a white crayon, which you'll use to mark off the design you don't want painted. Pom-poms or cotton balls. I'm just using cotton balls instead of cute pom-poms. You will also need a little cup of water for the watercolor, paper towel, which I don't have right here right now, but you'll need it when you're painting and if you want a cute design, and some glue to add the pom-pom. And like I said, there's no glue in your bag. If you need some, you can use the glue stick or the glue bottle, but ask us if you need to borrow some from the library. It's no problem. Anyway, let's get started. So, the first thing we're going to do is mark off our design. So we're going to press really hard with white crayon and make sure, press really hard. If you don't think you'll remember where your pattern is, you can use a pencil to draw it first and then go over this with where the pencil was. But mark really lightly with the pencil. We don't want it to show through. You can probably erase it at the end. So I'm going to start by drawing my design in white crayon. I have no idea if this will be boring because you probably won't be able to see where I'm drawing, but let's see. Alright, so I'm done with my hat design. I think if you look close, you can sort of see the design. Yeah, if I move it side to side. So I didn't do anything on this because this top bit we're actually going to cover with our pom-poms. But the next thing I'm going to do now is paint this with the watercolor. So if you've never used watercolor before, there should be a brush in your palette. And what you need to do is dip the brush in some water and then in the color. And that will give you the wash of color you want. Let me zoom out a little. Yeah, you can see a little better now. And one thing you can do to cover large areas, you could actually go in the water first. And ooh, this brush was dirty. I have a blue hat now. Okay. Wash your brush maybe before you go. But you can add a big area of water first, so the stuff goes over more easily. And as you can see, the design's already showing up. But yeah, didn't necessarily want a blue hat, but I'm going to embrace it. But I think I'm going to add some purple at the bottom for a sort of ombre effect. So yeah, like I said, add some water to the brush, put it in the watercolor, and you'll see it sort of activate. So I have lots of purple on there now. And if you want only certain colors on your brush, what you want to do is sort of swirl your brush in the water between colors and then wipe it off on a paper towel or something like that. Trying this, not necessarily working, but anyway, I'm gonna color in my hat. You do the same, and I will meet you when we're done. Oh, but if you want a knitted effect, just put the paper towel on and leave it there for a little while it dries. So put it on and then take it off a few seconds later, set it to the side. It'll give it sort of a knitted pattern. And don't worry about going over the lines because we're going to cut this out afterwards. Alright, so I think this is how I want mine. Now I'm going to ask you, like I said, to return your watercolors. Please, whenever you're done painting yours, make sure you wash off the brush. So just swirl it around in some water until no more color comes off, and then maybe blot it dry in a paper towel or set it out before you leave it in. It really makes our brushes nicer and no one gets any mystery colors. And once it's dry, I put it in here so the next person can use it. And please, please, again, please return these to the library. Really appreciate it. So now I'm gonna set this to dry. If you have any brush hairs in here, try to grab them, or you can grab them once it's dry. But yeah, we'll set this here to dry, and when it's dry, we're gonna come and cut it out. I actually forgot to say this, but there aren't any scissors in here either. Just sort of out of a safety concern because we don't want children grabbing the bags and chasing each other around with scissors in the library. So if you don't have scissors you can use, we can lend you a pair. We'll sanitize it before and after. It'll be fine. So I'll see you in a second when this is dry. All right, friends, so my hat is nice and dry. So what I'm going to do first now is cut it out, and then we're going to glue the pom-poms on top, and then I'll be done. So it's cutting time. And now if you want it to look really good, make sure you cut it inside the black line. It's a little harder than it sounds. Alright, so this part can be recycled now. So we just have our hat design. So what I'm going to do is glue on this. So add a bunch of glue at the top circle. And then I'm going to glue my pom-pom, in this case cotton ball, right on top. Let it dry, and then your project is done. I hope you liked this project, and I hope you tune in again next Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. for another family night craft. Hope your year starts out great, and have fun. Bye, friends.